Hey Jack, so this is a mock-up video for a texting application. It's going to be an extension plugin to the keyboard in iOS 8. So this is really an iOS 8 app. So basically, I'm going to use one application. It's called Text Expander. Okay, it's this one right here. You could download it with my iTunes account because it's $5 for this application. So you could definitely download it and check it out to basically make more sense of this video. But basically what this application does, it allows you to have shortcuts for your text message, right? So I'll give you an example. So let's just say I want to go ahead and type out a message. Okay, so let's just say I want to send Moses a text message here. So there's a keyboard that basically is imported from this application, and it looks something like this. So if I want to say, to Moses, hey dude, how you doing? But if I don't feel like typing everything out, I could set up in the application to have what's called a snippet or a shortcut. So if I write hi, it automatically pre-populates the message field. Or if I want to give somebody my address, I made a snippet for that as well, or shortcut. So then I will just put in the little shortcut code, and then my entire address would pop up. Okay, so basically that's what this application does. Okay, we want to be able to do the same thing. In addition, to have presets that you could kind of already see on the keyboard as well, which I'll show you in a second. But just to kind of show you more in depth as what this application looks like on inside, it's very simple. I mean, it's a very simple application, and these are my groups, okay? So I have different groups set up over here. So if I want to click on text on one of those groups, these are all the different groups that I have set it up over here. Okay, if I want to add a new snippet, I would just, click on this. Okay, over here in the abbreviation field, let's just say if I want to say, how's your day going? So let's just say I want the abbreviation to be the word day. And then over here, I would say, how's your day going? Okay, so, and then I will click done. And then my snippet is ready. Okay, so that's my new snippet. So then if I go to the keyboard, okay, and this is, I could type this anywhere, in email, on the internet, pretty much anywhere where I could type on the phone. And then I would put the word day in, and then you got it, how's your day going? So that's what this application does. So we want to do something like that, just a little bit better. And by the way, when I looked at this application, it's very small. It's only like 10 megabytes, so it doesn't seem like it would take a long time to code. So again, you could definitely take a look at it more in depth. But here's the mock-up. So when the user opens our application, this will be kind of like the UI. Okay, as soon as they open it, this will pop up. Okay, so this will be the settings, this will be edit, and this will be add a new group. Okay, so here are my groups. Okay, so you got the word group over here, and this will be a button. So this will be a button for collapsing a group or expanding a group, and I'll tell you what that means in a second. So if you press this button, these are just the groups, okay? So again, if you go back to the application, let's just say we go to sample snippets right here. Okay, if I click on sample snippets, that's a group. Those are all of the different things inside of this group. Okay, so what we want to do over here in our application is have the option for the user to be able to expand their group in this home screen field or collapse it. So if they expand it, the arrow is going to turn down, and then let's just say we have a few different groups. So you have a sample group, text group, email group, okay? So if I press expand, then the word sample would move over to the middle, it'll be in bold, and then over here would be pretty much the three different things that I have in this group. So the user could view everything that's in this group. Then the next group is text. Okay, so everything in the text group got expanded in this field. So then you could see everything here as well. And obviously this is scrollable up and down. You could also share this shortcut or this message directly from the application. So it will basically work the same way as here. Okay, so if I want to share, for instance, this shortcut right here, I would just click on it, and pretty much this would pop up. Okay, so the same thing will be happening here. Okay, now if a user clicks on the settings button, okay, this will be the settings page. So it'll be the same setup as in EditLab, okay, which let me just pull up real quickly. Okay, so it'll pretty much be the same setup as in EditLab, okay, which will be like this type of setup. Okay, so you have the word setting up there, the app icon name, and over here the word keyboard will be in over here, and then you could collapse a group or expand the group as well. However, this when a user presses this, then they could expand or collapse a group on their keyboard when they're typing something, okay, which I'll show you in a second what that means. Rate app, you know, send feedback and other application. We're not going to put explode in this. We're not going to put any ads, no in-apps, only because we want this application done super fast, and we want to just you know, make it as inexpensive as possible so we could test it and to see even if this application would work. Okay, so then this will be the back button and so forth. So now if a user clicks on the edit button, which is this right here, it's like the little pencil with the eraser or whatever, so they click on this button, okay, then pretty much they could edit their text or their groups or pretty much their text that's, you know, pretty much visible here. Okay, so for example, you know, this will be the delete button. It kind of looks like in the iOS 8 format, which basically, again, if I click on edit over here in the text format, you know, you have these different, you know, round things, you know, to select it, and then I could delete it and so forth, right? So this would be the same thing. So I could, when I click edit, I could select which messages I want to delete. Okay, this would be the done button, or reorganize. Okay, so we want the organize feature work, same thing like in EditLab, which I know it's pretty much the iOS feature. So let's just say if I go to tool order, then pretty much, you know, I could grab a tool and you know, move it up and down. Okay, so we want that feature to pretty much work the same way over here. Now and then done, and then it will bring you back to the home screen, and the buttons are going to be appearing here again. Add a new group. So when the user presses this, the background is going to get blurred, and over here is going to be new group. Okay, so then they could type in a new group. So the way that works in this application, it will pretty much work the same way. Okay, so over here when I press the plus sign, create new group, and then over here, you know, name of the group, and then pretty much I could type it in. Okay, so let's just say for just example reasons, we'll put in Jack group. Okay, so then there you go, I have a group over here. Then I click on it, and then over here it says no snippets. Okay, so in our case it would be like no shortcuts. So now we'll press you know, the plus sign again to add a new snippet or shortcut, and it pretty much works the same way. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so again, the background will be blurred on the home page. So that's that. Now this will be the editing your text part. Okay, so this what I'm going to show you right now is pretty much this screen right here. Okay, so when a user is over here and they, let's just say, click on a text, okay, group, it's going to open up the text group, and it's going to show them all of the abbreviation or shortcuts that they have in a text. Okay, and then if I want to click you know, add a new abbreviation, it will pretty much again work same as in this application. Okay, so the only thing that we were thinking of doing is adding like different fonts to it. Okay, and let me know if that's a possibility. If not, no big deal. If it's going to take a long time, we'll do an update with fonts. But over here again, I'll put abbreviation, so the word will be high. I will type it in. This will be the keyboard. This is the keyboard icon, and this is the font icon. Same thing, just like in EditLab. Okay, so let's go back to EditLab real quick, and let's go to the text feature. Okay, so pretty much it'll be this icon and this icon. Okay, we're not gonna do colors or drop shadow because I don't think that we could add a drop shadow in the text messaging field. So for now, we could just do the keyboard and fonts. Okay, so pretty much it will be the same exact setup as in EdiLab for this purpose of the keyboard typing. Okay, so over here I put the abbreviation. Over here I put the message, what I want when I type this in. I want this message to pretty much appear. Okay, so you know, whatever I type in here, and then I also could choose a font for this message. Okay, over here I will press the done button. Okay, and it'll hide the keyboard away, and then I could go back and so forth. So now let's just say we are in the messaging field or in the iMessage or in the email format, or again wherever I could type. Okay, so this would be the keyboard setup. Okay, so let me go back to the message over here. Okay, so this is the keyboard, right? Oops, let me bring it back. Okay, so this is the keyboard. So over here, you know, you have like the spaces for the, you know, to help you type or whatever you're gonna type. So in our keyboard, I guess we could take that out or keep it in there, you know, whatever you think will be easier. But we want to have 3 different buttons, and these buttons are going to include the keyboard button, the font button, and presets button. Okay, so over here I type in my message, you know, I type it out, whatever, and then if I want to change the font of this particular message, I will click on the fonts, and then over here all the fonts will be appearing. Okay, so the fonts will be, again, I could be able to scroll it up and down, and again this would be the same setup as in EdiLab. Okay, so over here, you know, when I click on the font, okay, I could pretty much, you know, scroll through the fonts, and then I could, you know, select the font that's going to appear in this message. Now when I click on this paperclip, okay, so when I click on the paperclip, all of my messages are also going to appear over here. So these messages are going to be all the presets that I did inside of the application. And the reason for that is because, you know, even though as good as, you know, this application is, you know, if you have like 50 or 100 different abbreviations that you did, okay, which you really could, like, you know, for instance, all of this, right? So all of these are like the different shortcuts. I can't remember all of this stuff. So what we want the user to be able to do basically is when they click on the little paperclip, all of these messages will be, you know, scrolling up and down. So for instance, and this abbreviation is cell, right? So the word cell, and then my message is over here. So this would be like the cell phone number that I particularly put in. So then the user could just choose from these messages, and again they could scroll up and down through all the messages that they put in. Okay, so so that's pretty much that, and the abbreviation are going to be in bold letters. So let's just say they choose the cell phone, or they choose, you know, text. You know, the abbreviation is text, and here it is, you know, hi, hello. So if they choose hi, hello, it's going to appear over here, and then they could send it right away, or they could also change the font of that particular message. If they want to change the font, they will click on the font icon, and then all of the fonts over here will be appearing. They choose whatever fonts, it will automatically change it in the message field, and then they could send it if they want to at that point. Okay, so the last thing that I want to also talk to you about is, again, if you have groups, you know, so like for example, you know, if the user set up like a whole bunch of different groups, you know, sample, snippet, text, Instagram, email, those are all the different groups that I have set up over here. The user could have an option of seeing groups over here, or seeing the groups being expanded. So that's what the settings page is for. So when the user clicks on the settings over here, if they put collapse group, okay, so if they select that particular setting, then in the keyboard section, when they click on the paperclip, the group will be collapsed over here. And in order for them to open the group, they will have to click on that group, and then all the message would expand in this keyboard. Okay, if they want the messages to be automatically expanded, so then they would say expand, extend group. So when they click on this, then all of their message and their groups will be pretty much extended over here. So then they could just scroll through everything. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the application. One other thing that this application has is a conflict control. And what that basically is very simple. So let's just say one of my abbreviation is the word hi. So if I want to add a new abbreviation, let's just say we put in the content, whatever the message is, and then if I want to name the group hi again, it's not going to let me. You're going to see that there's a little pop-up that's coming up over here. It says, hey, you can't save this because you already have an abbreviation that already says hi. Okay, so it won't let me save it simply because I can't have two highs. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to make me change it. Okay, and until I actually change the abbreviation, it doesn't match up with any other ones, then it's going to allow me to save it. So that's pretty much it. I know the video is a little bit lengthy. Let me know what you think, and let me know if we could do this honestly in a few days. Because this is just mainly coding. There's really no graphics involved. The UI, all this stuff is going to be very simple. It's going to be kind of like Edilab type of icons, nice and clean. Animation wise, there's really not that much animation. So, we just want to get this application out on the market as fast as possible. Again, with no ads, no additional SDKs or anything, just so we could test it and make and see if this application works. So that's why we want to honestly not invest a lot of money into this, because first we got to see even if it works. Okay, so if you can, please give me a quote as fast as possible, and just tell me how long it's going to take. Again, if it could only take a few days. If some of this stuff is going to take a long time, like adding a different font, we could get rid of that. You know what I mean? Or like whatever we could do to pretty much just get this application out on the market as fast as possible and for as cheap as possible. Let me know what we could do. So if you can, just let me know, and please let me know if you have any questions, and I'll send you pictures of all of this as well. Thanks.